guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Kyuujin cosplay, and today we are back at you guys with Cowboy Bebop, episode 8.
My glasses. Last episode we met the Metal Queen.
Oh yeah.
She's the trucker. She's a space trucker.
Space trucker indeed.
Vivian something?
Yep.
Vivi? I don't even know if Vivian was her real name. I don't remember her real name.
No, that was
or that was the you know, suspected name that someone gave. Mm-hmm. But she went by VT. Mm-hmm. And there was a game going on where she would bet a lot of money against your money, and you would try to guess her name, and if you lose, you give your money to her. And she had a pile of bills.
Spike guessed it because he knew her husband.
Oh, he guessed it.
He respected her husband.
He checked the locket.
He saw the pictures in the locket, yeah.
Yeah, and that's how he knew eventually. So I don't know. I mean, he gave back the money. He took his equivalent of the bill, and then he gave back the whole bunch of cash.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's not that he guessed it. It was just it was just luck, and out of respect for her late husband, who was a bounty hunter, which led to her hating bounty hunters and their lifestyle because they're too reckless, And her husband got killed through that. Perhaps that fueled the anger. But in any case, she still teamed up with Spike and Faye for a while. They got the bounty. Well, they didn't get the bounty. They got him killed
as usual.
Vivian or VT got him killed, but they ended up saving one another. Spike coming up with a crazy plan that probably wouldn't work in real life because space. But they both saved her, and then they helped one another, and that was pretty cool. So yeah, I guess we're gonna go back on the road, trying to finally get some money, which I know it's not gonna happen.
It won't.
I wonder what adventure we're gonna fall into this time.
I know that we already got an immortal kid on that show, and one of you guys said that
it's not the craziest.
It's not the craziest. So I don't know what to expect next.
I'm excited though, very excited. So let's jump in this episode and see what they have in store for us. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to know when these episodes come out, and check out our Patreon for the full reactions.
Alright, let's do this.
Venus! I think we're about to have a plane hijack. Of course we had to be on that plane. He's too used to the sound of gunfire, he sleeps right through it. It was an accident. This wasn't planned at all.
I think it was planned.
No, this wasn't planned at all.
Okay.
Are we about to actually succeed at a mission?
Something is wrong in that.
Something's gonna happen.
What's the catch?
Something's gonna happen. I mean, we talked about how they have to succeed sometimes, because otherwise, how would they eat and survive?
True.
That's cool. At least at the casino she has a chance to get more. Yeah, we know he's amazing, but what? I think he needs us. Maybe we get to learn about his fighting style.
Yeah?
Keep your eyes on him because he's gonna leave. Aww. But he's dealing in some weird shit, so I don't know what's up with him. Motivated though, I'll give him that. Say you'll pay him.
Ah, that could do.
Time.
いい加減にうせ
Venus.
性はヘリウムが多いんだ。薬を飲めばすぐ治るよ。そりゃねえよな。
お前が勝手に
He played you.
てめ
So for the sake of your manly voice, you'll teach him.
Oh my gosh. That is good blackmail though.
Yeah.
ロコボナーロ、よろしく師匠。
I think this is nice. He seemed. I mean, I don't know what he's dealing with.
I don't think that you want to know about it.
Yeah,
水のようになるんだよ。
that's true.
よし、ナイフでかかってきてみろ。
怪我するぜ。
No, you won't. Trust in him. You wanted him as your teacher for a reason.
じゃあ行くぜ。どう？
Be chill about it.
どこにも力なんか入れてない。
He's a.
お前の無駄な力を利用しただけだ。力の流れをコントロールするんだよ。そのためにはどんな動きにも対応できるように全身の力を抜いて、そう、水みたいになるってことだ。
水。
It's a very true thing, but it explains the nonchalantness with which he fights others.
わかったよな、わからねえよな。
年寄りは大事にするもんじゃ。
Can you see the group of old men who are
Again.
going to planet to planet?
明日の夜、町外れの聖堂で。
おい、待てよ。いたぞ、逃がすな。
Yeah, what's in that thing?
ケチな盗人だが、今回はちょっと気張ったのか、でかいもん盗みやがった。一味で捕まえりゃ倍額だ。
There's one.
Used to be one of
Yeah.
them.
盗まれたのがこいつだ。金星病の特効薬なんだが、栽培が難しくて、うん千万の値打ちもんらしい。
Oh, well. Again, at this point, I don't know if it's luck or bad luck.
We are looking on bad luck.
But it's a bounty we're not gonna get because it would mean selling the guy we're teaching.
Yeah.
猫ババしちゃえばいいじゃない。そんな一味捕まえるよりよっぽど儲けなんだし。
いや、ダメだ。
あ、今曲がった。
バカ野郎。やばい物には手を出さない。
It took you a sec. It's because she needs more money.
ピカロは任せた。
She lost all of it. Yeah.
待ってればどうせ会うのに。
賞金の女神には前髪しかねえって言うだろ。
幸運の女神でしょ。
That's cool. Visually, that's pretty cool. It's like still futuristic, but then it's like nature took over the future. A space apocalypse.
Yes.
A space post-apocalyptic world.
Space apocalypse. Sorry.
No, space post-apocalyptic world.
Okay, thank you.
I'm a friend.
動かないで。
怪しいもんじゃない。なんて言うと余計怪しい。
Yes.
Yeah.
誰なの？どうしてここに？
Is she blind?
Oh
答え
yeah.
て。話して。
俺はただロコに会いに来ただけで。
ロコのお友達？
いや、
Sensei.
I taught him some moves.
Well, we tried. It's like the bigger, meaner version of the old men.
Yeah. If they were gangster, yeah.
空に浮いてるあの植物、あのせいなの。普通の人は大丈夫らしいんだけど、私は体質のせいで目が。
不便じゃないか。
慣れればどうってことないわ。私は別にこのままでもいいんだけど、ロコが。
妹。
He's doing it for her.
She's a sister. Okay.
こ
He
れ
wants to heal
昨日ロ
her.
コが送ってくれたの。
Hence why he kind of went on his own with the plant.
みんなロコのことを悪く言うけど、確かに悪い仲間はいるみたいだけど、ロコはいい人なのよ。
俺もその悪い仲間の一人かもしれないぜ。
Yeah, but you're a good person too.
でもあなたは違うわ。私にはわかるの。 なたもひどく分かりにくいけど綺麗なものを持ってる。
Those are the seeds for the plant?
Yep.
How convenient.
グレイアッシュの種の値段聞いてみただけだ。バカ言え、あれはもはや宝石だ。拝めたらラッキーってやつだ。
Well, like those?
実際に売りさばくとなると難しいだろうが、それでも一粒800万かそこらは手に入れたのか。いや、
A bunch. Is he gonna lose the seeds?
Of course he will. You can't be that rich. And he didn't tell Jet for a reason, you know? I don't think he wants to sell them.
Yeah.
He says he's not a good person or he lost that goodness in him. It's still there.
ピカロに会いたいの。居場所教えて。何？どこだって？
I'm actually really happy they went there. It's random, it's really short, but for an older anime, Japan has always been forward with this, but like, it always amazes me to see that shows went there back then.
Me too.
Like Sailor Moon jumping the rope with a lesbian couple,
Yep.
and then fucking Americans had to, you know, censor it.
Did he say that one of the Sailor Moon was a boy?
It was a boy.
それが何か分かったのか。
グレイアッシュ、何しろお前たちの賞金のざっと10倍だからな。
あんた賞金稼ぎなんだな。
Well, yeah, but you didn't ask when
捕まえるため
you
に来
came
たの
up.
か。
What did you think they were? You saw them arrest people.
Yeah.
逃げるんだ。あんた殺されるよ。グレイアッシュは戻ったんだからいいだろう。なあ、返してやってくれよ。頼むよ。
わざわざ届けてくれてすまなかったな。礼を言う。こいつ。
We always end up in those situations
I
alone
just
with
hope that
barely
he won't
nothing.
end up being hurt though.
Who, the guy?
Yeah.
Roko.
おとなしくすんなよ。
She's trying to save you. Well, okay, no. Technically, it's not saving you, but that's what it's gonna do. Careful. Oh, he's yes! You're a fast learner. You're a very fast
Nice.
learner.
The student did not surprise the master, but good.
Yeah, it's learning.
I said I didn't want nothing bad to happen to him. Fuck.
Mid chest.
バカが。
まあ、だから手間かけさせてくれたわね。
おい。
師匠、さっきの見ててくれたか。
よし、もう喋るな。
頼み
What the fucking hell?
な。オルゴールの。
分かってる。ステラのことは任せろ。よし、待ってろ。いいか、死ぬな。死ぬなよ。
あんたともっと早く知り合えてたら友達になれたかな。
We can't catch a fucking break. No wonder Spike is so depressed. Every time we meet someone genuinely nice or anything, like...
We lost them.
ロコでしょ。
もう代理だ。
あなたでもいいわ、聞いて。ロコがグレイアッシュを手に入れてくれたの。手術代もよ。目が治るんだって。最初にロコの顔が見たいの。だからすぐ来てって伝えて。とにかく早くよ。まさか捕まったの？
いや、
じゃあどうしてロコは来ないの？死んだのね。そう分かってるの。ロコは悪いことをしたから死んだんでしょ。お願い。
He died because he tried to do something good.
ねえ、本当のロコはどんなだったの？
見えなくたってわかるだろう。いいやつだったさ。
That's what
あんたが
matters.
知ってる通りのな。
Oh, I really liked his personality. We should have guessed that he was gonna die because no one fucking good survives in this show.
So we use our money to help her with our operation then?
Yeah, well, that's what he wanted. The money from the seeds.
Okay. Looks like snow.
It's what, yeah, that's what they said. Okay.
You know what, guys? With episodic series like that, technically, sometimes it can be hard to grow attached to some characters that you see one
yeah.
episode and you lose right away.
Because it goes really fast.
So-
Especially in an anime where it's like 20 minutes.
So, animators and some screenwriters needs to do a really good job to make us feel for them.
Yeah.
And they did well for that episode.
This character, yeah, it's his genuine smile, his eagerness to learn, you know, kind of like Kose, is it Kose? I don't remember, but a follower, like a student that would want to learn from Spike, you know, and was so happy to do, and when he finally managed to do that move, he was just so proud.
Yeah.
And Spike was proud too. It's like,
Yeah. That right away. And,
And
the fact
he's
that
doing a good thing too. You know, he's
He's-
trying to do a good thing for a good person.
a good thing for a good person. You got a sad backstory, but some hope
Well,
in the background.
I mean, that raises, as a whole in the show, this raises the question, you know, what makes a person a good person? It brings me back to a speech from Mike in Better Call Saul about how, like, you can be a criminal and still be a good person. You don't have to be an asshole. You don't, you can still make the right choice even though life pushed you to be a criminal.
Mike said that you can be a bad guy and not be a bad guy. That's what he said, right?
Yeah, something like that. With less fancy words, I guess. But
Mike was the man of few words.
yes. So Spike is exactly in the same situation where, you know, whatever he used to do before and whatever he has to do now as a bounty hunter, that doesn't necessarily make him a good guy. And he says himself he thinks he's lost that capacity to be good, but then he's the good guy anyway. You know, he's got a heart and he would be willing, like, so many times in the show have we not had any money after a chase or something because they willingly gave it up.
Yeah, because obviously we're not a good guy,
No,
right?
well, obviously not. Like, he's trying to be too cool, you know, to say anything, but we see it, you know, and he's not stupid either. Like, he knows that he gave up a lot of money to cherish that wish that Rocco had for his sister, despite, you know, we don't know her. We barely know her. We technically shouldn't care, but he does.
Yeah.
He does the right thing when it's needed.
It is sad though when I think about it, because the fact that he doesn't believe that he's a good guy at heart is really
It's because he's broken.
yeah, he's
you
broken. He's self I don't know how to say it in English, but it's he doesn't have a good image of himself.
Yeah.
So it's really sad.
And like, I mean, considering he used to work with a guy named Vicious, we know for a fact he wasn't a nice person. Like, he was a criminal back then. Like, he used to do shitty stuff. And then, I don't know, like, if the woman that's in his flashbacks and stuff got killed, but the shootout and stuff led to heartache enough that it chased him away. Like, he went away and kept saying he died that day. Like, he had been killed because of a woman and stuff. So no matter what happened, like, that definitely did not leave him a good impression of what he did or what he had to do or how he left things. Like, he doesn't see himself as a good person, but he keeps doing stuff like this, which makes me really wish for an awakening eventually. Like, I hope he gets that chance to see how good he is. And sometimes it's too late. You know, sometimes despite the good stuff they do, these characters will never accept, you know, that, or say or admit that they are good. But it doesn't make them less great. You know, kind of how he said it in the end. Like, she's like, oh, Rocco died because he did something bad. I'm like, yes, he was a criminal and he made deals with bad people and that's what got him killed for sure. But when she's like, what was he like? Because I never got to see him. And he's like, what matters is that you know how he was. He was great. You know? So that's kind of a good representation of what Spike is. It doesn't matter, you know, what he used to do. It doesn't matter if he used to be a criminal. We know him as a great person.
Yep.
That doesn't justify doing bad stuff. Let's be honest. But still, in this show particularly, no matter what he used to do, now we can look at him and be like, he's doing actual good for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Can't say the same for others, but, you know, Faye has also helped here and there, despite, you know, having her eyes set on the money mostly. And Jet also has his eyes set on the money, but that doesn't make him a bad guy either. Like, he still goes along. If he was truly set on, you know, becoming rich and stuff, he would have left Spike a long time ago, because their way of doing doing stuff would clash all the time.
True.
You know, how many times have they lost money because Spike did the right thing? You know, and Jet has helped along, you know, a few times before as well. So they're all good people who I think went through some traumatic shit. No matter their background and stuff, they all went through some harsh shit that kind of twisted their hand. Like, sometimes, you know, you don't have a choice. Like, you live in poverty. The system around you forces you to try and survive in any way possible. Like, for example, this girl's entire life has been changed by the fact that she lives on Venus. Sorry. So the first solution that came to me was like, why don't you move? Well, you don't have the money to move. Who's to say that you can't even move? You know? So it's easy to say, like, why don't you change stuff? But sometimes it's not easy to do it. So circumstances make it hard for some people to go at life and follow the right path, but that doesn't make them bad people. You know? Anyway, it was interesting to see a guy that reminded us of Spike in that way.
It was a nice episode.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the fact that he died in the end trying to do a good thing after all the bad makes it, you know, sound like, well, Spike, you went through some shit.
Is it worth it to do the good thing?
Exactly.
Again?
It's kind of like a reflection of, you know, Spike, do you think doing the right thing is worth it because all it does is get you killed in the end? Still, he keeps doing the right thing. So I wonder, I mean, he's also a dead man walking when it comes to how he sees himself.
Yeah.
So I don't know about that, but we'll see. We'll see. We know he's a good person. Yeah. That's what matters.
Yeah. I want to go back real quick to a scene that we saw.
A scene that we saw? Yeah.
A scene that we saw in that episode. About the... it wasn't really necessary to see this, but it's kind of nice that they put it in there.
Oh, the same-sex couple?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. The show came out in 1996, right? Or 98?
I think it was 94?
98.
98? Okay.
So, you would think... Yeah, I mean, the other day I was online, and I think I saw a girl say in a video, like, oh, that there was this guy, and he had this really old camera, like, from 2010. I went like... What?
2010 is considered old?
Really old.
What?
I'm like, fuck.
Fudge, we're ancient then.
Yeah, we're not young anymore, apparently, so, but my definition of old is not the same as other people. But if 2010 is really old, fucking 1998 is really, really old. So, but no, okay, it's not that long ago, but still the 90s we're still old-fashioned when it comes to accepting, you know, same-sex couples and transgenders and members of the LGBTQ family that were open about this on TV. In Japan, they used to do it way before that, though. They would do it, like, in Sailor Moon, which was before, you know, Cowboy Bebop for sure. It was part of the main cast. It wasn't even, you know, a cliff note or anything. It was part of the main story.
Do you remember Bitch Saito?
Yes, but I think
it's an inside joke. Sorry.
Funny enough, actually, in Samurai Champloo, we kind of see that a little bit. You know why that is? It's because their sexuality and how they would go at, you know, being in a same sex couple would be differently viewed. You know, it's not a shame.
They call it the third gender.
something like that. I don't know, but they talk about it in Samurai Champloo about it's a thing that's accepted. Maybe not from everyone, but it's extremely religious for others, and Christianity is not the main religion everywhere. So in Japan, it's not the religion at all. Actually, they are Christians, but it's not the main one. So perhaps that's why it was easier for them to accept it. But they used to do it before, and America would censor it, and Canada would censor it as well, because we would just take the animes that were translated for the Americans and put them on our TVs here. So it was censored, and I remember sometimes it would just be weird, like the example from Sailor Moon. You would have a same-sex couple, but they would say that Uranus?
Yeah.
Sailor Uranus was a man in the American's version.
Was
In
it
America's
a man,
version.
or they were like a friend or cousin? I don't know.
I think she was a man.
A man, okay.
In America's version. And then I'm thinking, like, how stupid is it that you can't accept a same-sex couple, but you're like, it's fine if the guy transforms into,
And it's
into
still
a girl. Like, you're shooting yourself in the foot with that one, just because you won't show that on TV.
Yeah.
And the progress for that has been amazing when it comes to, recent years. Actually, right now, it's frowned upon if you don't have a same-sex couple in your TV shows. So,
but I mean, I know that old shows too, for example, Ranma or maybe Dragon Ball, have
all
many...
Japanese.
All Japanese. Also tend to have a tendency to have sexist jokes in those episodes.
Yeah, I mean, some sexist. Well, it doesn't mean everyone was perfect back then. A lot more stuff was accepted, but when it comes to homosexuality, Japan was doing it way before. And I mean, I'm talking about Japan, but there was a lot of stuff that America used to censor that other countries were much more open about this. Us being French Canadians, we have not seen a lot of French movies, but it's available to us because we can understand them, and they're rarely translated for or watched by American audiences. But sex in France is a lot more mainstream. A lot more mainstream. It's in publicity, stuff that goes on TV. It's not even in movies and stuff. It's everywhere.
We kind of tend to do that too with our own, with the
not as much
French version for some of our movies.
Yeah, sex is extremely present in our movies, but for them it's everywhere. It's on TV. it's publicities, advertisement, stuff that kids can see on TV whenever they watch stuff.
That's the rub for you.
You're
for you, baby.
Yeah, but to be like, it's just America was behind, I feel, in this way, and Canada by proxy. So it's always amazing to me when I see a show, like an older show, that went there and did it, as a cliff note. It's not even a central point of the story. It's just there.
Yeah, it's just there.
It's fun to me. I like it because that's how things should be. It's another. It's a critique I have about how things are today. Still, I talked about how stuff has changed in recent years, which is great. I don't like at any of the extremes. So I don't like when we censor it too much, and I don't like when you have to do it, and if it happens, you have to put like a lens on it to be like, see, I made it. I made it woke. I made it woke. Sorry, it's self-awareness. I realize I did it, and you have to look at it. Like, it should be accepted and normal, just like heterosexual couples are accepted and normal.
I think maybe one of the best way to do that would just to show that it's just as normal.
Yeah,
it's a normal
unless it's a story about the struggle of someone going through homosexuality. Well, someone going through homosexuality. Jesus, that came out wrong. Someone who's homosexual going through social prejudices and basically life as a homosexual. When it's a story about that, yes, but nowadays it's like if it has to be in everything, and you have to put a lens on it, so it's kind of another extreme where it's still separated from the normality that is understood as that heterosexuality is taken as. So, But there's progress. So there's a lot of progress, and at least there's that. And when I see this, I like it.
Yeah.
That was a huge point for a very, very short moment in this episode.
Why not?
Why not? Exactly. Anyway.
We gotta put emphasis on it, to be frank.
Well, I mean, it's like I said, it's something I see and I like every time. When they did it in Samurai Champloo, I freaked out too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, me too. I like seeing stuff like that in older shows.
Yeah, it's just how
I kind of cringe for the old sexist jokes back then.
Yeah, but there was stuff from every country that wasn't okay back then either.
I know.
And there's still stuff not okay today.
I know.
But when we see someone do something right, that they should have done right from the beginning, that everyone should have done right from the beginning, then we can go and like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was a good episode. And I'm excited for the next one, so we'll move on. Thank you guys so much for watching this with us. If you want to see the next episode right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
And if you don't, the next one will be out on YouTube next week. So see you then.
Bye. It was pumpy.